So our today's topic is when active electrolytes are taken in electrolytic cell, then what are the product of the electrolysis when we take a active electrolyte in the electrolytic cell. So it is the example of a active electrolyte of the cell in which aqueous NaCl is taken in this electrolytic cell and the electrodes are taken of silver. Silver electrodes are taken. So when silver electrodes are taken, then silver are active electrodes. They also participate in the electrolysis process. Then reaction at cathode. Here, when we take aqueous solution of NaCl, means NaCl salt is dissolved in water. Salt is dissolved in large amount of water. Salt is present in large amount of water. So it can, so at anode, so salt will dissociate in Na plus, salt will dissociate in Na plus and Cl negative. Similarly, water dissociate in H plus ion and OH negative ion. OH negative ion is hydroxyl ion. And Ag also present as an electrode. So the reaction at anode will be like this. So at anode, the number of the types of ions are chloride, hydroxyl ion, and silver. So these are the ions present at anode side. These are the ions present at anode side. And at cathode side, the ions are, one second. Yes, at anode, the ions are chloride ion, hydroxyl ion, and silver ion. At cathode, the ions are sodium, H plus ion, and Ag plus. So first, according to the system, we write the reactions for anode. So at anode, what happen at anode? Anode, those type of ions will oxidize at anode, which has higher oxidation potential. The ions which has higher oxidation potential will discharge at anode. So out of the three, chloride, hydroxyl ion and silver, the silver has more oxidation potential. So silver will oxidize at anode side. Silver convert into Ag plus and one electron is donated on the positive side. Next, at cathode, also there are three types of ion. See, when silver uh, donate electron and convert into Ag plus, then Ag plus comes into the liquid electrolytes. Means silver atoms donate electron and convert into Ag plus, and this Ag plus comes into the electrolytic solution, and one electrons uh, remain on the anode anode electrode. So these ions uh, comes towards the negative ion. That negative ions is cathode ion, and cathode ion is also made up of the same element, that is the silver element, silver metal. So at cathode there are three ions: sodium ion, hydrogen ion, and silver ion. Out of the three, which ion will discharge at cathode side? The ion which has higher reduction potential. The ions which have higher reduction potential discharge at cathode. So out of the three, sodium, hydrogen, and Ag plus, silver plus Ag plus has higher reduction potential among all three. So silver accept one electron from the cathode side, because at cathode side the tendency of electron quantity of electrons are much more higher. So Ag plus receive one electron and convert into Ag. So Ag will deposit, the silver will deposit at cathode side. Silver will deposit at cathode side. So these are the reactions when we take active electrode is a electrode in a electrolytic cell. So after some time, what happen? The anode rod means positive rod, means positive silver rod will be thin like this. and the cathode rod, due to deposition of silver atoms over the silver electrode, it becomes thick. So at cathode, the weight of the electrode increases, and at the cathode, the weight of the electrode decreases. So these are the reactions when we take a strong, when we take a active electrolyte. This uh, SRP value we have to memorize. The SRP value, by seeing this SRP value only we can find that which element will oxidize and which element will reduce at cathode. Okay. Next is summary of the electrolytic cell. Which element oxidize and which element reduce. To know, it is very simple trick. The element or the ion, when two or more substances are present in electrolytic cell. When two or more substances are present in electrolytic cell, like this. Here two or more substances are presented in at cathode and two or more substances are present at cathode. Then which element or which ion oxidize or which will be reduced by this method? The ion which have lower reduction potential oxidize first, or the ions which have higher oxidation potential. Means lower reduction potential means higher oxidation potential will oxidize first. For example, there are three ions: bromide ions, iodide ions, and OH ions in aqueous form. If we take aqueous solution in a electrolytic cell, and if bromide ion also there, iodide ion are also there, and OH ion are also there, then out of the three, which one will oxidize at anode? See, in electrolytic cell, on at anode always oxidation occurs at anode in electrolytic cell, and as well as electrochemical cell, Daniell cell also. This is the same method in both the cell. Anode means oxidation only. So out of the three, bromide, iodide, and hydroxyl, which one will oxidize on the basis of their reduction potential? Out of the three, OH ions have less reduction potential of is sorry. Out of the three, bromide and iodide has less reduction potential and more oxidation potential. Less reduction potential and more oxidation potential. So bromide and iodide will oxidize as bromine gas and iodine gas, and OH remain in the solution only. At cathode, the ions which have higher reduction potential reduces first at cathode. So these were the examples when we take a inert electrode, and when we take a active electrode in electrolytic cell, and the product of electrolysis depends upon their nature. Next point is uh, quanti quantitative aspects of electrolysis process. So quantitative means how much amount of the substance will deposit at cathode at anode. How much substance or product will deposit at cathode at anode when we start the electrolysis process of any substances. So to explain the quantitative aspects of electrolysis, we have to learn two laws of electrolysis, that are the Faraday's law of electrolysis. It is very important law. It is very important law. So Faraday gives two laws to explain the product formation at anode and cathode. The amount of product formation at anode and cathode. Okay, according to first law of Faraday, the mass of substances deposit or the mass of gas liberated. See, the product may be in gaseous form and the product may be in solid form. If a product is in form of solid, then it will deposit on the electrode. And if the product is in gaseous form, then the gases will liberated at anode and cathode side. So the mass of substances deposit or the mass of gas liberated, at the particular electrode, the electrode may be cathode and the electrode may be anode, is directly proportional to the amount of charge passing through the electrolytic solution. This means if more charge is passing through this electrolytic solution, then more amount of product will be deposited at cathode and anode side. And if the amount of charge is less, then the amount of product or mass of product that are deposited or liberated as a gas is less. Means the mass of product liberated or the amount of gas or the mass of gas liberated at anode and cathode is directly proportional to the charge of the electrolytic cell. Uh, so this is according to Faraday's first law. If the amount of charge is more, then more product will be deposited anode and cathode. So M is proportional to Q. Q is the charge and Q may be written as I into T. In physics, we know very well Q equal to I into T. I is the current and T is equal to time. So M is proportional to Q, and when we remove this proportional sign, we put a equal mark and a constant is taken. Here constant is Z and Z is the constant. Z is also called electrovalent equivalent. It is the uh, uh, Z, and Z is the electrovalent equivalent for the electrolytic cell. So M can be written as M equal to ZIT. The value of Q equal to IT. So by putting the value of Q in this equation, we get a equation M equal to ZIT, where Z equal to electrovalent equivalent and I equal to current and T equal to time. So Z can be find in this manner, Z equal to E by F, and where E equal to equivalent weight. E equal to equivalent weight of the product, and F equal to Faraday. And the value of E divided by F is Z. And what is Z? Z is the electrovalent equivalent. Now the questions arise, what is E and how we can find the value of E. It is a electrovalent equivalent weight, and equivalent weight we have learned in class 11 in mole concept. So Z is E equal to the molar mass, of the substance, divided by the number of electrons, donated or accepted by the element, the number of electrons accepted or donated by the element. For example, when we talk about copper plus 2, so we have to find, if we have to find the value of E, equivalent weight of copper plus 2 ion, then how we will write the molar mass of copper is 63.5. The molar mass of copper is 63.5, and here N means the number of electrons participate in the chemical reaction. Here the number of N is equal to 2. So the value of E equal to 63.5 divided by 2. So by this manner we can find the value of Z. So when we solve the numerical problem, it will be helpful. Now let's discuss about second law of Faraday. It is also very important. According to second law of Faraday, if same amount of electric charge is passed through the different electrolyte, if same amount of charge is passing through the different electrolytes, then the amount of substances deposited or liberated, amount of substance deposited, if amount or substance is in solid form, then it will deposit, and liberated, if the product is in the form of gas, then it will be liberated. It's directly proportional to the its equivalent weight. And we know how we can find the equivalent weight. Equivalent weight equal to molar mass of the substance divided by number of electron taken or donated by the substance. The number of electron, we can find the equivalent weight of the substance. This means the amount of charge is same, and when two or more electrolytic cells are connected in the series manner, when two or more electrolytic cells are connected in a series manner, like in this, like in this diagram here, two electrolytic cells are taken, and both the two electrolytic cells are connected in a series manner. Both electrolytic cells is the first electrolytic cell, cells containing zinc rod, or maybe any other rod. May suppose the rod is platinum rod, suppose we are taking inert electrode as a platinum, and the solution is zinc sulfate solution. This is another container, and again the electrode may be platinum or maybe copper, maybe active or maybe inert. If active, then the electrode will be copper. Here also, if active electrodes are taken, then the electrodes will be zinc electrode, and if inert electrodes are taken, then the platinum, then the electrodes are made up of platinum, here in the same case. And the solutions are copper sulfate solution in this electrolytic cell, and here zinc sulfate solution. Now what happen when we connect both the cells in the in the series manner, then in series uh, manner, the value of I is same and T is also same. The value of I current is same when we connect two or more cells in series combination. The two cells are connected in the series combination, then the value of I will be same for the both the cells. And if the current is flowing in the same time, for the same time, suppose uh, a, a definite amount of current is passing through the electrolytic cell for 10 seconds each, suppose 10 seconds we are flowing the electric current, then the value according to first law of Faraday, the m is proportional to q, sorry, m is proportional to q, and we can write here m equal to zinc, because we are taken zinc as electrode. So amount of zinc deposit at the electrode will be equal to z into q. And what is z? Electrovalent equivalent, and z can be represent e by n, e by e by f. The value of e by f represent z. Again, mcu means mass of copper in second cell is equal to zq. So this also may be written as m zinc. The value of z equal to Ez divided by Faraday into q. Here also m copper equal to eu. Eu means equivalent weight of copper divided by Faraday and q. And we know the value of Faraday, the value of 1 farad equal to 96500 coulomb. 96500 coulomb. The value of Faraday is 96500 coulomb. This is the value of 1 farad. So this equation may be written in this manner: mz divided by mu equal to ez n and divided by E copper. Here E is equivalent weight of the zinc, equivalent weight of copper, and M mass of zinc divided by mass of copper. The relation is like this, and this may be written as M1 divided by M2 equal to E1 divided by E2. So these were the Faraday's first law and second law. I hope the point is also clear to all of you. Now, okay, so I think the Faraday first law and second law are clear to all of you. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. And soon we are going to arrange remedial classes also, so that if you have any doubt, you can ask me face to face. We will come live on Zoom classes from Monday at 5 p.m. in the evening. Now, uh, differences between galvanic and electrolytic cell. So galvanic cell is a electrochemical cell. We know very well. Galvanic cell is a electrochemical cell. It is a electrochemical cell, and electrolytic cell we know very well. So difference between electrochemical cell and electrolytic cell. So electrochemical cell, that means galvanic cell, and electrolytic cells, both are opposite each other in their nature and their working. So in electrochemical cell, the chemical energy is converted into electrical energy, and in electrolytic cells, electrical energy is converted into chemical energy. In electrochemical cells, redox reactions are spontaneous reactions. Spontaneous reactions means the reactions which occurs by their own. And in electrolytic cells, the redox reactions are non-spontaneous, means we have to perform a electrolytic cell, we have to supply the electrical energy. Then only the electrical energy convert into electrical energy, sorry, chemical energy. So in electrolytic cell, the reactions are non-spontaneous, but the reactions are redox reactions. In electrochemical cells or galvanic cell also, the reactions are redox reactions. See, the electrochemical cell, galvanic cell, voltaic cell, all are the same. And the Daniell cell, which have zinc and copper electrode. Listen carefully. The Daniell cell, which has the electrode zinc and copper, is an example of galvanic cell. Are the example of galvanic cell. Is a type of a galvanic cell or a type of a electrochemical cell only. So electrochemical cell or galvanic cell, or we can say voltaic cell, the two half cells are set up in a different container and connected through a salt bridge. We know very well, and we also know the structures of electrochemical cell. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me. And both here in electrolytic cells, both the electrodes are put in the same container in the electrolytic solution. Next, in electrochemical cell, anode is negative but cathode is positive, but here the anode is positive and cathode is negative. LOAN, lone. And here PAO, PAO, PAO. And NCR, NCR. What is lone? Left oxidation, anode negative. Left portion of the electrochemical cell, oxidation occur, and left portion is anodic portion, and anode is negative. Here positive anode oxidation. In electrolytic cell, positive anode means anode will be positive and oxidation will occur at anode, and uh, negative cathode reduction. Cathode will be negative, and reaction reduction process it happened at the cathode side. Now, and very important uh, point of our lecture, some commercial cells or batteries. We have finished our type of cell. We have discussed very well, and I explained you very well electrochemical cell and electrolytic cell. Now we are going to uh, discuss some commercial cells of batteries. The commercial cell batteries are example of electrochemical cell only or galvanic cell, like galvanic cell or electrochemical cell. The examples of galvanic or electrochemical cell. So all batteries or cell that we use in our day-to-day life are of galvanic cells. So galvanic cells are source of electricity. In galvanic cell, chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. The cell are called batteries when two or more galvanic cells are connected in series. We know very well in physics also we have discussed that this is the positive terminal of the cell, this is the negative terminal of the cell, and when we connect two or more galvanic cell in the series combination, then we get a battery. So this is example of a battery. This is the positive terminal and it is the negative terminal. There are three cells that are connected in the series combination, and when we connect the two or more cell in a series combination, then we get a battery. Uh, Reactions in electrochemical cells, redox reaction, we know very well. There are two type of commercial cell. First is primary cell and second is secondary cell. As primary cells are non-reversible cell that are, for example, pencils. This pencil cell that we see in our day-to-day life is a example of non-reversible cell, and secondary cell is a reversible cell or batteries that can be charge again and again. That are example of reversible cell. For example, mobile battery or car battery or motorcycle battery that we use in the vehicle also. Secondary cell, example of secondary cell, that is the reactions are reversible chemical reaction. But in primary cell like pencil cell, non-reversible chemical reactions take part. I think the clear is also the point is clear to all of you. Okay. The primary cell or batteries. The primary cell or batteries, primary cells are irreversible. Chemical reactions take place in primary cell or batteries. For example, tri cells. These cells are also called Lagrange cell. Important. Now we are going to discuss the structure of primary cell or Lagrange cell. So in primary cell, a zinc cylinder is taken, and zinc cylindrical container act as a anode. See in this diagram. This is the zinc container, and this zinc container is act as a anodic part. And graphite rod means graphite rod maybe or maybe carbon rod, and carbon rod act as a cathode. And in electrochemical cell, see, anode always negative, cathode always positive, according to Lone. Do not forget Lone. Left oxidation anode negative, left oxidation anode negative. Pav, NCR, बड़ा पाव की पाव. पाव मीन्स पॉजिटिव एनोड ऑक्सीडेशन. एनोड पॉजिटिव होगा, ऑक्सीडेशन होगा. एनसीआर, negative cathode reduction. So inside the zinc cylinder, paste of NS ammonium chloride and zinc chlorides are filled. So this is the container. In this container, the paste of ammonium chloride and zinc chlorides are taken, and this is the porous membrane. It is the porous membrane in which the graphite or carbon rod is placed, and in this the container, this is the porous container, and in porous container manganese dioxide and carbon powder is filled, and the carbon rod is act as a cathode, and cathode is positive in electrochemical cell, and this is the anode, and anode is negative, and this is the uh, made up of zinc. This is the zinc container, a cylindrical zinc container, and outside the zinc container there is a supportive layer, and that supportive layer may be made up of cardboard or maybe steel as well. All are written in there is a outer case over the zinc cylinder, outer case, so that cell should not be leak. ये लीक नहीं हो जाए इसलिए इसके ऊपर क्या लगा, इसके चारों तरफ क्या होती है, एक आउटर कवर होती है, और आउटर कवर किसकी हो सकती है, कार्डबोर्ड की हो सकती है, या फिर स्टील की, आयरन की, कुछ भी हो सकती है. ड्यूरिंग द यूज जिंक use of as and develop hole in its body, and which are responsible for leakage. So leak proof cells have an iron or steel covering over the zinc container that you have or see in this diagram also. The chemical reactions when cell start working. So what happen when this same cell start working at anode, Anode means lone left oxidation anode negative, and anode is made up of zinc, and zinc uh, donate 2 electron and convert into Zn plus 2, and these are the 2 electrons at cathodic side. At cathodic side, the ammonium plus MnO2, this is the MnO2, that ammonium and 2 electrons react each other and form MnO whole twice OH plus ammonia gas, and this is the overall shell reaction. Overall shell reaction means to these 2 electrons and these 2 electrons will cancel up, and the remaining portion we write here zinc in a solid form, NH4 plus, here NH4 plus, and MnO2 gives Zn plus 2, MnOOH, and ammonia NH4 NH3. So at cathode, the manganese reduced from +4 oxidation to +3 oxidation state.